So I'm a big fan of the Morrison's Full English Breakfast and think it's one of the best at the department stores, which has got me thinking, what are the other breakfast items like and are they just as good? Well, today I'm going to find out. So let's head in and try them out. So as mentioned, I really like the M&S Full English Breakfast. It might even be in my top 3 of best ones I've had. So I can't wait to try out the other breakfast items on the menu. This is a really big and fancy M&S that I'm going to today, and one that's only opened recently, as you can see by how modern the decor is in here. The cafe is located on the first floor, so let's head up. The modern feel of the store carries on into the cafe and has a great view of the outside if you can manage to get a window seat. All ordering is done on these touchscreens, so let's order. Okay, so here is the M&S breakfast feast I'll be eating today. And doesn't it look amazing? Let's have a closer look at what I got. So on the left is the Eggs Benedict. We then have a limited edition item called the Magic Coffee Cake. Next to that is an Omelette Chabata. The drink of choice is another limited edition called the Magic Maple Coffee, and then something classic, a bacon sandwich. Let's eat. I'm going to start off with a quick drink, the Magic Maple Coffee, which as mentioned is limited edition, so get it while you can. Let's see how it tastes. Nice. So according to the menu, this is a double ristretto topped with skimmed milk and flavoured with maple syrup. It's a nice tasting coffee, but I have to say, a little on the small side, and for the price, which I'll reveal later on, I was expecting it to be a bit bigger. Let's move on to the food, and I'm going to start with the good old bacon sandwich, and a great looking one it is. So on the inside you should have 6 rashers of bacon, and it looks to be the streaky version rather than back bacon, and that's all inside a crunchy roll. Let's give it a try. Delicious. I don't think you can go wrong with a bacon sandwich, and if you get this one you definitely won't be disappointed. The bread has a good chew to it and is slightly crunchy. The bacon is fatty, juicy and salty, with a crispy and meaty texture, and it all combines with the bread so well. You're not shortchanged with the amount of bacon either, because as you can see, there's quite a lot. I want to try out the bacon just on its own. So as mentioned, it's streaky bacon they use here, and I think you should get 6 pieces. I should probably count them, but I trust that it's right. How great does that look though, glistening in the light. Let's go in for a bite. Amazing. The taste and texture is all there. My only criticisms are they could be a bit thicker and maybe a little bit crispier, as I like my bacon really crispy. But apart from that, it's good bacon. Let's move on to the Omelette Chabata. It's a simple looking thing, but let's see what's on the inside. So this should be a cheddar cheese and black pepper omelette with sweet tomato chutney and wild rocket, all inside an olive oil ciabatta roll. I think I might like this one. Let's take a bite and see. Fantastic. The bread is soft but slightly crunchy at the same time. You can also taste the olive oil flavour. It's a thick bread too, which I like. The omelette on the inside is soft and almost creamy. The cheese is subtle, but you do still get that flavour. The sweet tomato chutney really combines the flavours. It's sweet and tart with maybe a slight bit of sharpness. The rocket there adds a bit of peppery freshness. The whole thing combines together well. I want to try out a bit of the omelette just on its own. You can see it's a thick omelette, so again, they're not scrimping. and I think the presentation is good with it being the same size as the bread. Let's try out the omelette. Very nice. It's almost a bouncy texture. It's cooked really well. The cheese flavour in there subtle. I think if it was a stronger cheese flavour, it would be perfect. But as it is right now, it's pretty good. Now, as good as these two sandwiches are, I think I can make them better. I think we need to do a sandwich combo. So I'm going to take the bacon from the bacon roll and put it into the Omelette Chabata, making it the ultimate breakfast ciabatta. Now that is a sandwich I can't wait to taste. So let's do it. Incredible. I think M&S should put this on the menu. Everything works together perfectly. I can't fault it. Next up we have the Eggs Benedict, something you can get in most places that serves breakfast. How will this one compare? Let's find out. The first thing I have to do is cut into the egg. Okay, it's a good yolk, but I think it could do with being a bit more runny. I prefer it when the yolk is running all down the bread and into the hollandaise and then combining it all together. I've cut off a bite with everything on, so you have the egg, the ham, the toasted muffin, all covered in the hollandaise sauce. Let's try it. Delicious. The hollandaise is the first flavour you taste. It's creamy, tangy, lemony. It's a great sauce with a contrasty flavour. You then get the soft poached egg with that creamy yolk. The ham adds a porky meatiness, and the muffin adds that chew that you need to combine it all together. I want to try out just the hollandaise on its own, as it's the main component that adds the most flavour. It's a good thick consistency and colour. Let's taste it. Nice. The contrast of the creaminess and tanginess really work well together. They're both subtle, but when combined, it's great. So this next item is pretty small, so I'm hoping it packs a punch. It's the magic coffee cake. Let's cut into it, as it feels like there should be something in the middle. And there kinda is. So this is a coffee cake with some mascarpone icing and maybe some extra coffee in the middle. I've cut off a little piece to try. Let's see if I can finish off this meal in style. Very good. The cake is soft and sweet with a bit of a syrupy flavour. You do get a hint of coffee too. The mascarpone icing on top is creamy and is the substance that brings the cake alive. It's a nice cake. I want to try out just the middle though to see what type of filling it is. I can't quite figure out if it's a filling or not. It's okay. I think it's more of a soaked sponge rather than actual filling. Overall though, what a great looking spread of food this was. I enjoyed every item. But how much did each of these cost? Let's go through it. The Magic Maple Coffee came in at £3.30, which I think is a little high considering it's only a small one. The bacon sandwich was £4.50, which I think is probably about right, as there was a lot of bacon in there and it was good bread too. The Omelette Chabata was £4.50, which I suppose is about right too, as it was a big thick omelette and again good fillings and bread. The Eggs Benedict was £8.50, which is a bit on the steep side. Maybe £7 or £7.50 would have been about right. And the Magic Coffee Cake was £2.95, which again is a bit steep considering how small it was. Maybe £2 on the dot would have been more worth it. Overall, as mentioned, I like the food. The price was a bit steep, but then again, it is M&S, so it's not going to be the cheapest place to go. and the food that you did get is really tasty. So if you go by taste, it's not bad value, I suppose.
So that was a great breakfast feast. The Eggs Benedict was delicious, and the total cost of all that food was £23.75, which is a little expensive, but then again I did have enough food for about 2 people. So was that worth it? Comment down below. And if you like the video, click on the thumbs up icon and click on subscribe to come along for the next food journey, and I'll see you there.